Kia ora and welcome to Life in Lockdown. Tonight I'm having cocktails at virtual SPQR in Ponsonby Road, and joining me this evening is my friend Corina Barker, who has been living in Sydney for quite some time now, but she decided to move home quite recently, but she couldn't get a flight back because, as we all know, COVID-19 basically took over the world and everything was shut down and she couldn't get back, and she finally got a flight back into New Zealand. How long ago now, Ms. Corina Barker?
I think I'm on day, I am on day 11. So
11 days ago you got back into the country, and you are being kindly put up by the government in a government lockdown. And whereabouts are you? I'm at virtual SPQ in Ponsonby Road, just up the road from my shop. And I would have loved to have met you there, but you know, whereabouts are you being in lockdown right now?
Presently in the Novotel Airport Hotel in Auckland. Yeah.
So you've only got, so if you've been there for 11 days, you've got only a few more days to go now until you can leave. And so your final destination is going to be Christchurch.
That's correct, yeah.
Christchurch.
Yeah, I can't wait. Family jam.
Yes. And so can you describe to us what a typical day in government lockdown has been at the Novotel?
It's
They've been very kind to you though. You said that it's been really lovely.
Oh yeah, look, no, it's they have been super good to us. It's just, as with everything that's happening with this, every day changes, the rules just change every day. So actually on the first couple of days I got here, we sort of got given a map, because we're in isolation. There's probably people that might be a little bit more strict depending on their health, but we have daily temperature checks and health checks. So if we're good, we're sort of considered self-isolation. So like yourselves, we don't have to stay in our rooms per se. We could go for a walk. So the first 2 days we could actually, there was a map and there was kind of a bit of an area that we could walk just to have a bit of exercise and to get outside, which was really, really good. But then suddenly that all just changed and we were only allowed to stand outside the hotel and you couldn't go anywhere, and you're like, oh, okay, something's happened. And I don't know, so it does change, but overall really, really good. And now they're actually doing scheduled walks. They did realize that people need to get out. More and more people have been arriving since I got here as well. Like I was speaking to someone yesterday and my understanding is there's now 380 people at this particular hotel.
How many people do you think were on that flight that you came back on?
Oh, not very many at all. Really hard to see because they had us really spread out, which was good. But I'd heard that they were expecting 120 on that flight and only 55 were on the flight. So
wow. But you're at the luxurious Novotel.
I am, and it is luxurious. But
and one of your not complaints, it's not a complaint at all, they've been considering how much that perhaps people on lockdown might need a treat. And so what have they been giving to you that you've been stashing in your bar fridge?
They have been extremely generous with food. We get 3 meals a day, and the food has been... As you should. For good behaviour. It's been very delicious. However, they potentially might kill someone with their kindness. So bless them for their kindness. They have been giving us lots of lovely sweet treats, including on Easter Friday and Monday. On top of all the usual cakes that we get, they gave us hot cross buns and some Easter eggs and treats, which was very lovely. But I started to stash
can I please, sorry Corina, can I interrupt? There's only you in your hotel room and your ISO, right?
Yes.
Where's those sweet treats going?
In my belly. Yeah.
They were in the bar fridge for the first few days, and now they just I
I did stash a few because I thought, oh, maybe later. And then after I got about 14 cakes in the bar fridge on top of the ones that I was already...
14 cakes in your bar fridge?
I'm not kidding. You
would never eat 14 cakes in less than 10 days.
Yeah, exactly. No. I give it a good crack. I did. I tried.
Hey, I've known you for a long time, and you would. But I'm going to tell people how long I've actually known you for. I have known you since you and one of our other friends, Kate, used to dance in front of me at the Papanui Tavern in Christchurch. Back in the day when I used to play in a a covers band, an original / covers band.
Yes.
As well, when you guys used to wear your Transvision vamp style dresses.
All right, don't go there. Don't go there because I have known you for a long time.
Yeah, I know.
You want to talk about outfits, my friend?
Oh yeah. Go on, bring it on. I've still got all those outfits. What are you most looking forward to when you finally get back to Christchurch?
I've been overseas for like 20 years, so it has been a while.
But not all of it has been in Sydney. It's been in England as well.
Yeah, that's true. I am really looking forward to, obviously, always at the top of the list, of friends and family, you know, although I'm not going to quite get the reception that I was hoping for under these circumstances, unfortunately. You know, no big parties at the start, but hopefully that won't last for too long. So, you know, obviously seeing friends and family, just the quiet after being in Sydney, as much as I love it. It's just so peaceful and relaxing here. So I just want a bit of quiet, you know, to be outside. And then I just start thinking about all the food, all the food that I want to eat. So look, I miss kumara so much. Feijoas, tamarillos. I
like the way that everything you're looking forward to is food.
Of course, nothing has changed.
Of course. Well, you know, also another sort of background is that you've been in hospitality for a massive period of your life. So it makes sense that you enjoy food and you enjoy wine as well. But unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to actually send you any wine because you're not allowed to accept any packages. But and also the Novotel has unfortunately, with obviously their 380 odd people there have obviously bought out everything, and they are still waiting for, I don't know, to be resupplied or something.
Yes.
So you've been,
no coffee either. They ran out of espresso coffee yesterday, so I couldn't even get a coffee. My words exactly.
I think that's almost like human rights stuff going on there. What are you drinking right now? Because I'm drinking at my virtual SPQR. I'm drinking a gin and tonic.
Very nice. I have oranges left over from my lunches that I hadn't eaten, and so I milked a few oranges. And
I did not know you could milk oranges. That's good to know.
Well, it was kind of like, yes, it was, because I don't have a juicer, so I had to, you know, milk the oranges and produce a lovely screwdriver with even a little bit of decoration.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, so about 4 oranges and some vodka.
Very well done. Very well done.
I thought so.
I'm impressed.
Cheers. Cheers to that.
Cheers. Cheers.
Ching.
You've been doing to entertain yourself and watching. Don't go the private, you know, the private stuff. Just
yeah.
Oh yeah. Not the stuff that's going to show up on the bill.
Yeah.
Does the government pay for that? I'm not even sure.
I forgot to tell you the other day when we were talking Kate Russell Bailey. I watched The Bachelorette.
Okay.
To re-familiarise myself with the Kiwi accent and what's been happening. So basically, I watched 20.
You're basically saying that if say someone, you are not a foreigner, but say someone wanted to come to New Zealand and perhaps learn how to speak in a New Zealand accent, which is, which has been touted as one of the sexiest accents in the world.
I know, right?
They should they should watch The Bachelorette. Is that what you're saying to me? Is that what one of our friends has said to you?
Well, they weren't her exact words. I'm making them slightly more PC.
I already know how to speak in a New Zealand accent, so I'm not sure whether I need that. Yeah, I'm taking recommendations. What else have you been watching? It was interesting.
They had twists, but yeah. So I would probably go back.
They had twists, maybe not twists.
Twists.
Okay.
Twists. But I did watch Jojo Rabbit for the second time, which I really, really liked. Such a good movie. Brilliant. And
I gotta say something though.
Yes. Please.
Taika, I emailed you. This is about myself right now. Taika, I emailed you. It might be your old email address, so totally might be your old email address. You didn't to congratulate you on your award. Email me back, dude. That's just it's like 5 seconds of your time. That's totally fine. If you don't get me, that's fine. He came in to visit in the shop, but I wasn't there. But that's fine. What are you grateful for? The 3 things that you're most grateful for in these times.
I'm sure everyone's the same. Like families and friend is always going to be at the top of the list. And the friends are the family that you choose. I like to think, and I've been fortunate to have friends very close to my heart, like yourself, that we've known for a very long time. And it's just really good to have those people around me. That was my decision to come back to New Zealand before all of this went down. I just felt it's time to come back to the people that I love, and I just want to be around them. That's what makes me get up in the morning. That's what it just helps get through situations like this for starters, is to have those people around for the support and love, and vice versa. So always at the top of the list, friends and family. I think also I've been very fortunate, and I'm very grateful for all the travel that I've managed to do over the past 20 years. Just loved it. Been to some beautiful countries, seen some amazing things, tried some awesome food, made friends the world around, which is exciting and interesting, and very fortunate. And probably because we don't know when the travel's going to start up again. So I feel that I definitely got my fair share in there, and then I've been lucky to have yourself come and visit me, and I've come to visit
in
you
Manchester.
I'm so sorry.
I remember actually just like, but this is a long time ago now, but I remember landing into Manchester, and it was the height of winter. I think it was the height of winter. And,
Manchester.
Manchester, and taxiing to meet you, because it was your birthday, taxiing to meet you, there were women out and about. It was like, they were wearing the shortest, minimalist clothing I've ever seen.
It's like sleet. It's freezing. I'm like, why aren't you blue with hypothermia? Like, it's just, yeah. But yeah, that's Manchester. I don't know. All the drinking must keep their blood warm.
I think perhaps the drinking and maybe rubbing themselves down with deep heat or something before they go out. It was crazy. I was mortified. I was like, what?
I know, because we weren't even that old then. We weren't even that old then, so we were still shocked like nanas.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know when that was. When was that? That was 1,000 years ago.
Oh, yeah, I can't even. Well, it was definitely over 10 years ago. I'd say you're looking about 16, 17 years ago.
Oh, don't talk about
it. Oh, then I do have to say for the third thing, though, the third thing, I am very grateful or very proud to call myself a Kiwi. A Kiwi coming home.
As you said, Kiwi coming home.
Kiwi coming home. And I just feel like, no matter what your politics are, myself personally, I am really thankful for a government that that shows empathy, compassion, and humanity. I mean, I was in Sydney. I had already resigned from my job because I was already planning to come home. So I didn't have any work. I had been there for 10 years, but I'm not a permanent resident. And I did get a bit of a fright when I was finally got to the airport after having a couple of, flights cancelled and chasing it up. When I finally got the flight, you had to check it. You had to be seen by customs before you even went through to show that you're meant to be there. And as soon as you walked through the door, another customer officer stopped me and was telling me that I had to prove that I was going back to New Zealand permanently. And I was like, I don't understand what do you mean I have to prove? And he goes, well, you can come back. You're a permanent resident. I'm like, well, I'm not a permanent resident. And he's like, well, your visa allows you to come back. And I said, well, okay, that it does. I can work there and study and all that good stuff. But what I can't do is be financially supported in this time as a permanent resident, because and I said, and Scott Morrison's telling me to go home. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to get home. And I do feel sorry for a lot of people that are caught there. I mean,
well, you're a lucky one. Yeah. Oh, my barman's gone back to the studio, so I have to go and get my own drink. Please hold, caller. If we get interrupted because your meal's going to shut, that's totally fine, because I want to see it as well, actually. But I want to talk to you about your stay list selection.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes. If you could live in any decade, or which decade you would choose for your stay list, like your favourite decade. And you said the 80s, but we already lived through the 80s. Well, you got to go with what you know, but,
Oh, if you're actually talking what decade, I don't know. I'd love to.
Oh, a decade for music, and maybe where you lived and which songs you love.
I don't know. I just had to. I think I was just thinking about the music that I listened to. Like I said, I obviously grew up in the 70s, and my parents influenced me with their music, and it was the same kind of, as we said, David Bowie and Queen, and Annie Lennox and all that. That's some of the stuff I listen to, but it kind of, I think I probably, because I was only born in 1970, so the 70s I was listening to it through them, but probably more in the 80s I listened to it more.
Well, the 80s were our formative years, so who would be the person that you would most like to sing like? Would be Annie Lennox, and I'm like, yeah, me too. I would love to sing like Annie Lennox. Her voice, amazing.
I think so. I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of people to choose.
So we've just had to pause because Karina's food has just arrived. Her room service has just arrived. And could you possibly do a show and tell, Corina?
Damn, it's good.
Damn, it's good. What can you show us? Or not really?
Okay, I'll try.
Can you show us the food?
Oh, yeah.
That's a beautiful shot of the curtain. I don't want that shot.
Yeah, they just they put the beef on top of the vegetarian. So if I wanted to be a real pig,
maybe lift your phone up so that we can see.
I will.
It doesn't look that appetizing, I've got to say right now.
Okay, not sitting like that, but I swear to God, it is so tasty. So tasty.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay.
But let me just put it back. We don't see them. They don't look like, they just knock on the door and leave it in a bag outside. And you get
that actually sounds like my ideal situation.
Yeah.
So pleased you've got your meal ready for you. That'll make you speak faster. You'll talk faster now because you're like, oh, I've got my beef cheeks. Your karaoke song. You just like singing, babe. You just like singing. You just like getting amongst it and singing.
Yeah, but I'm so bad at it. It's embarrassing.
It's not about being bad. It's about getting amongst it. But you said that back in Manchester, which is the first time apparently you got dragged up for karaoke. What was your style for that?
It was Robbie Williams and Kylie Minogue, Kids. Yeah.
That's a cool song. Cute.
I only
it's pop-tastic, that song. Yeah.
That's all good.
Corina, thank you so much for doing this with me. And I'm so looking forward to seeing you in person eventually down the track, perhaps in Christchurch, perhaps in Auckland. I'm not really sure. But, you know, I was hoping that you'd come back for my birthday party as well, but maybe it'll be later down the track. I was supposed to have like a massive birthday party, but obviously nothing that didn't eventuate because of everything that's been happening now. But oh well, there's a whole bunch of us that are going to have big 5-0 birthday parties, so that's fine.
I know, and I'm thinking, do we just have lots of little ones, or do we just go, you know, depending how long this situation is, do we just go, let's just frickin' put it all together and just,
I don't know,
there's going to be a few. No, we're all going together.
I'm more considered as how am I going to afford this thing? No.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking right now too. But whatever happens, but when you get the invitation to McDonald's, don't think it's a joke. You'll literally be having a happy meal at McDonald's for my 50th.
Oh, that's an
I'll spike the
meal.
Coke though.
Swap it out. Thank you for doing this. This is very fun, and it's nice to see you. And I'm glad that you're having a really good life in lockdown where you are, and you've been looked after nicely.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.